Welcome to Suladan Plays Diary. Okay, title screen that has vanished. Diary of a Madman. Diary of a Madman is a short story told with 13 diary pages and 3 small levels. Take a good look around to find all the pages. Is the friend of the protagonist really the offender? Is he the only one? Is he used? Or is he just a monster and lost his connection to reality long ago and the diary is made up? You can choose what you make of it. This is a Game Jolt game, and as per usual, there will be a link to it in the description. And look, the title screen's back. I don't know why. It just do its things. Left click to start, right click to quit. Don't know how I feel about that because, you know, it would be easy to act. Oh, hello. Well, I haven't clicked anything yet. Excuse me for monologuing. I was shaken when a longtime friend had disappeared, and with his wife as well. He's been loathing reality for all his life for what he is. He was much fond of superstition and fairy tale interpretations of a life that for him was often boring and rejected. Nevertheless, he married one day and found a woman who didn't care. And at the same time, she was childlike and manipulative. She probably took to changing him, the oldest mistake in the world. Over the years, his ability to be the victim and therefore right to attack others became stronger, but also perfidious. He found a holy advisor, and he called her and supported and reinforced his weaknesses. I'm assuming that means he got himself oh, what do they call it? A, quote, spiritual counselor? I don't know. There's a name for that, and I don't remember. For quite some time, he began to disappear in the evenings and weekends for hours. Since his wife was worried, she asked me to follow him one day. It wasn't hard to find out where he was going. On the outskirts, there were some closed factories where he parked his car and walked to one of the oldest abandoned factory buildings. But by then, he became more careful and looked around increasingly. I didn't follow him into the building, but at least I could explain to his wife what he did in the evenings. This went on for a while until he spent his free time only in the outskirts of the city or with his advisor. His wife hardly saw him anymore. He had no contact with anyone else. This again went on for a few months until both disappeared one day. He went to the police immediately. I was told that they had their hands tied, that they were 2 adults and married people, and that they can travel anywhere they want at any time. Unfortunately, they were right. I couldn't contact his counselor because I only had her first name and wouldn't trust her anyway, but I knew my friend, and I did the only thing that occurred to me in the situation. I drove to the outskirts of town. I followed him. A weak track, but it's the only one I have. At the entrance to the company was a folder named Diary, but it was empty. Apparently he kept a diary and brought the individual sheets here for whatever reason. However, I'm not allowed to take any leaves with me. If he's committed a crime, I have to leave everything any leaves with me, or any leaves of paper. I can't take them with me, I guess is what it's saying. If he's committed a crime, I have to leave everything untouched, but I have to follow the lead. I hope he didn't kidnap his wife, or worse. Oh, I thought him and the spiritual advisor vanished. You mean him and the wife vanished. Okay. Diary entry. Finally, I found someone who understands me, and my footstep sounds are still going, aren't they? One who tells me what I want to know. She's free from doctrines. She's just fascinating. She told me that I am mentally very strong, and I should write down my feelings in order to realize them even more. Can I do that? I've already arranged the next appointment. Okay, hit escape to go back to the title screen at any moment. So the game doesn't have a pause menu, apparently. Gonna mention something right off the bat here. The movement is not very precise. I let go of the button and I keep going forward for a seemingly indeterminate amount of distance, because sometimes, like, I do that and I stop right where I let go. I do that and I keep going. So don't know if that's something in the Unity engine precisely, or whether that's something to do with the game design. In any case, we're just gonna move on though. And I'm really hoping this is not a Slender clone, because I'm not gonna spend a lot of time hunting for something while being hunted. Not something that generally clicks with me as a fun thing. Oh, well, aren't you spoken? Diary entry. Everything seems so unreal to me. The hours just pass by. Even my hysterical boss doesn't really get through to me anymore. My colleagues are no longer bothersome to me either with their inadequacy. And all after only 1 session. This woman can do wonders. I think this is because she has direct access to old masters, as she says. Are the old masters you speak of demons? Because if they are, you might not want to listen to them. Unless it's Uncle. I mean, he's not a demon, but magic must defeat magic. Always listen to Uncle. Ooh, a page. I've done everything she's told me, but it's not as easy as after our first session. Am I doing something wrong? I have to read again what I wrote down after our session. I'm counting the days until our next appointment. Time seems to pass ever slower. The days just feel too long. I was going to make a side note that the background track is short and the looping is detectable. If you're going to use a short looping track, you do want to try to, if possible, make it one that you don't, detect that it's looping. There's just enough of a pattern in it that, at least for me, it's, one that I hear. No. I don't know any Friedbergs, but there you go, Mr. Friedberg, you got a shout out. At her second appointment, she told me that she looked into the chronicles and I'm one of the new people who are superior to others. She explained everything to me conclusively and pointed out that my temporary insecurity and puberty is an indication of... I thought that was just a part, like, doesn't everybody go, oh man, you have found yourself a quack. It's time for real change. I can no longer stand idly by. My holy advisor is always talking about diversity, and that there are people, she says, who stand in the way of this diversity, so I'll take care of those who deserve it. I'll make sure those that deserve it receive a penalty. Sorry, I'm having to autocorrect some of it. It is nicely written, but, Oh, hello. Okay. I don't know which side of the door I'm on anymore. Okay, now I do. Hello, oil drums. There is no crouch, and now there's unfamiliar noise. Making me feel a little spookum there. Also, I would love to point out that there's no sky, and the fact that I know that there's no sky bothers me slightly. Not from a design stance, it just makes me feel a little wary. There's no stars, no texture, no nothing, it's just that. Holy advisor has revealed to me the diary can give me transformative power to take the next big step. Oh man, you almost sound like Peter Popoff now. Don't listen to that man, he's a scam artist, he's already been to jail for it. He went right back to doing his old thing once he got out of jail though. I'm incredibly excited. She said I'm an extraordinary creature and not allowed to bother with raw and superficial people. There are only a few on Earth that are superior to the masses, but we are becoming more. The whole write it down and put it on a poster on the wall and you can actualize whatever you want sort of thing that so many people use to prey on others. My wife tried to teach me today, but I don't even know what it was about. I just kept quiet. She once asked again and then kept quiet herself. I think I've made it. My wife barely talks to me anymore. She seems to have realized that her teaching doesn't work on me. My holy advisor says she realized she just wasn't highly developed enough for me. Okay, we've read that one. So I know where the door to the next area is, but for the moment I wanna... See, I would have missed a page. Today my wife told me I try to persuade her more and more often, and I start my sentences more and more often with "my holy advisor said." I broke off the conversation and drove away with my car. I have a hard enough time at work. I don't want to be taught at home. I think the word you're looking for is lectured, maybe? I don't know. I don't have to listen to any shortcomings of other people. People like me realize the old religions are wrong. We are superior. This is not accepted by the less developed, and therefore they hate us. What scares a stupid person makes them aggressive. Most of them live unworthy lives anyway. Insurmountable waist-high plywood sheets. Now the music picked up a bit, and then it dropped back. And then it loops. It did a loop-de-loop. Okay, so that first door at the very beginning that I couldn't go through must have been how I got into the building. And I'm still in the, the boxcar area. Speaking of which, developers of No Man's Sky, you see these big metal empty boxes? Yeah, they don't take a lot of resources to make. Why are you so limited on storage compartments? They'll never see that. I don't know, it reminded me of that. In No Man's Sky, you can't build cargo containers that can store stuff until, like, way later, and each one only has 5 inventory slots, but takes up, like, this much room. It's very weird to me. A note! Wait, I've already read this one. Did I go through the door twice? Oh, I just must have not... Wait. Okay, so the door led me back to where I started somehow. We're just gonna roll with that. Now we're in a house. For there's a bed. But where's the mattress? I know not. Let us just figure out where we are. Like your nice high ceilings. As a tall person, I enjoy high ceilings. My wife is against my holy advisor. She said that I behave like a child that always wants to be the victim, hence I attack her. Besides, she said, I am obedient to the holy advisor. That is exactly what my holy advisor foretold me. She knows everything. My holy advisor even found out that I was emotionally abused. I didn't know this myself, but when she asked me if it could be, I thought about a lot of people I've always hated, and now I know why I hated them so much. Because they were abusing me. It was their fault. Yes, clearly, everything is automatically everyone else's fault, so you never have to take any responsibility whatsoever, and you can blame everything you do on somebody else. I have to protect my holy advisor. She said that she was attacked by black magic, and only I can approach the attacker. She wants me to meet me to tell me who it is, but I guess I know who it is. Was it you? I think it was you. Also, random piece of fence. Why is there fence in your house? Why is this room fenced? Why is this one ooh, hello, note. I can't do it at home, but I have the perfect place. In the old factory, this is the perfect place to make my wife disappear. I can make sure she no longer attacks anyone with her black magic. And now know what I'm going to do. I'm going to free her from her existence, and more importantly, I'm going to turn the old factory into a temple for my rebirth. For that, I need some diary pages. See, you can't just use regular paper. They've got to be diary page. That one's bloody. Hello, Blood. Oh, I thought killing somebody would be bad for the life after death, but my holy advisor says there are people who would be better off leaving the planet. That was liberating. Oh, hello, dead body. How did you get way up there? Like, way up there. See, now I feel like I've got to make my way all the way back out of here, and now I'm worried that there's going to be a very unhappy, crazed... Oh, are you the mattress? You're a very flat mattress. You know, in fairness, this map layout wouldn't really work for, like, running around and being chased because there's no redundancy, there's no looping paths. So I guess that should put me slightly at ease. You know, I didn't even count how many pages we found. I will potentially just add a counter up in the corner. In the final editing doodad. This is where the police show up and they said that I did it. Or he called them and told them that I did it. Meh. Meh. I apparently have looped. I looped-de-looped. Okay, now we're back in the start. Getting out of here should be pretty easy, assuming he's not guarding the door. Oh, hello, Manny. Manny the mannequin. We're just gonna leave Manny over there. He's got mannequin things to be doing. He's very busy. Exit. Exit. Like, is there an ending here? Does the game end, or am I just supposed to leave? I went all the way back to the start. One guess would mean that that's the game's way of saying that I missed a note. But... Okay, so the doors do glitch a little bit sometimes and not take you. But I don't know. Done a good job of like putting the notes in unique places and using different textures for each of the notes so they don't all look the same. Oh, okay, you woke up and click on the body. That should have been obvious. I went back to the factory entrance and called the police. I told them about the diary pages and there may still be one dead body, the corpse of my friend's wife. He not only destroyed his life, but that of his wife and that of their 2 families. The selfish and cowardly act of a madman manipulated by hair-raising lies. The only question that comes to mind is, why did this insane counselor persuade my friend to commit murder and suicide? What's the benefit for her? With the diary, you could hold her accountable. Police could even conclude a contract to kill. Oh, no, beat that last part. Okay. That's a very interesting... No. There we go. There we go. That's a very interesting, interesting game. I'm going to go ahead and kind of, point out the elephant in the room. I'm guessing that the developer's native language isn't English. With that in mind, the notes are very well written. They're not perfect, but they're, very, very decently written. I like that each of the notes has their own texture. They're hidden in nice, interesting, unique locations. One suggestion would be to put a counter somewhere on the screen to tell you, like, how many notes you've gotten, because, like, I'm going to have to check the footage to see how many I got. I know one of the devlogs actually showed the little, showed a map, and it says there's, 13 pages total. 4 in the first section. No, 4 in the first and... Wait. Oh, 4 in the first, 4 in the second, 5 in the third. It says 4 in the first and second, and that threw me for a second, but then I figured out that 8 plus 5. And it also shows the map, like, from above, and it's interesting. I could overlay that image into here, now that I'm doing all the weird edity stuff. But, yeah, I don't know how many I found. I'll probably just go ahead and add a little counter, like, onto the footage as we go, through the editing. But, for now, this has been Diary of a Madman. Very interesting tale. Also, I say prosecute the crazed, whatever, divine, holy, whatever they want to call themselves. This has been Suladan Plays Diary of a Madman. Thank you for watching.